Recording. Going live in 3, 2, 1. Wait a minute. What were we doing? No, Yana, you're muted.
I have no
Muted.
idea what we're talking about.
Oh, that's okay. Because it's been a while, but it's the Booze BJJ podcast. I'm already a little tipsy.
Are you really?
No. It's all the fault of my gym bag beer that I found. Anyways, it's Thomas, Frankie, and Yana. It's been a while. Hold on 1 second. Speak. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
I can
Loud
hear
and
you.
clear.
Weird.
We can hear you, Thomas. Can you hear us?
It's Streamlabs is not registering you guys.
It's okay.
They only really need to hear your voice, Thomas.
Video capture device. Hold on a second. Oh, whatever. Okay. I give up. Anyways, yes. So anyways, Frankie, you want to start us off? How have you been? What's been up to you? How's your week going?
Busy summer's busy. So I'm instead of like a full-time coach, I'm an automotive technician on the side. Well, my full-time job. And summers get busy with the holidays and whatnot, and it's just crazy. So haven't been really training. I went to what was it, last week? I was there for
Yeah.
C's happy birthday. That was wicked.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
And yeah, got my boy Mitt. I rolled with all the gossip boys.
The gossip boys?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not following this.
We'll talk about that
Phrase.
later on. We'll
Okay.
talk about that later on after the show. Sorry. I think that's an inside thing, but whatever. Let's just say I got to roll with all the higher belts. all of them. So that was fun, and Muay Thai class has been going good. Yana did one of the classes. That was awesome. I like when she shows up.
Mhm.
She actually gets to help. And other than that, it's been good.
Good. I fixed the audio issue, by the way.
Sweet.
So everyone can hear all of us.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Hooray. Yana, how have you been?
Good. This week was not that great training wise. Had to juggle 2 jobs, my actual job and watching over Lila because the nanny was on a vacation this week. So it was quite difficult to juggle both. So I didn't really get the training like I would have liked to. But yeah, I went to the Muay Thai class on Wednesday and that was fun. Always good training with you, Frankie. And I went to open mat today. And it was, I rolled with Sugi today, and actually, I think I did pretty good. I mean, he said that my guard has gotten a lot better, so I feel like I held my own pretty well,
Mhm.
defense-wise anyway. And I feel like he also wasn't like being angry today, so that's always nice.
Sugi's angry?
No, you know how like he rolls and you feel like he's angry at you?
No, that's called passion.
Sure. Sometimes he's very passionate when he rolls with you, and it's like, wow, okay. Did I do something wrong? But no, it was a good challenge today. I've been struggling with some personal things, so I felt like I wasn't really in the best mindset to, some days I'm just like, oh, I don't feel like fighting. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I've got a lot on my plate and I'm fighting life. So, but then
Always
I'm like,
fight.
yeah, but I'm like, you know what? Just go anyway. You'll feel better after. You might end up doing really well. And yeah, that's kind of how I felt today at the end of it was I'm glad I went. And I think I did better than I initially felt I was going to do, if that makes sense. But anyway, what I'm drinking is this new thing I saw on the shelf Johnny Walker Blonde. I don't know if you,
Ooh.
I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's
Is it smooth?
yeah,
It
tastes
sounds
pretty good.
smooth.
Yeah, it tastes pretty good. It was an inviting blend of bright wheat and fruity malt whiskeys, blended
What fruit?
Scotch whiskey.
What fruit is in it? Do you know? Does it show
They
the
don't go in.
ingredients?
They don't go into detail about that.
Oh, there's no ingredients in the back of those bottles.
Ethanol and more ethanol.
Yeah, ethanol.
But yeah,
So you
no,
could
it's pretty tasty.
So you basically could run that in a full ethanol car. So
Yeah.
just in case you guys run you people that drive ethanol cars.
Well, hey, it's no moonshine, but it's pretty tasty. What are you drinking? You never said so, Frankie. You never said what you're drinking.
It is vodka with water.
Isn't that just diluted vodka?
Yeah.
It's a thing.
It is?
I mean, if you're trying to be calorie efficient.
Yeah.
I come from a generation where we had vodka and Red Bull.
Yeah, and no, you drink that when you're like in your 20s, man. Like,
yeah, and then when you do like, if you see the studies on Red Bull, it ain't all that with a bag of chips. But
any energy drink, really, I don't touch those. I'm like,
do you guys? Yeah, do you guys remember when energy drinks you actually had to have an ID to purchase energy drinks?
What? I know.
Yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah, so like Red Bull, I think it was Red Bull. And when Monsters came out, I think Red Bull was first, but everybody was very skeptical about that Red Bull shit, right? Then Monster came out. Then they were like, oh, no, only 21 and older can drink energy drinks.
Interesting.
And then, and it was for like a year or two. And then after that, it went away.
Huh. I never, I mean, like I said, I was never into energy drinks, so I never really paid attention to that.
Yeah, but I'm with Thomas. I would do the Red Bull vodka back in the day. Yeah, but
I do Monster
when you were trying
back in the day. When I was drinking, I'd only drink them when I was drinking.
Like if you wanted to pull an all-nighter, Red Bull vodka was the go-to.
Yeah, so, or like.
Go ahead, Yana.
I was just gonna say I always really liked the coffee flavored Monster. That was my jam. By itself, I would drink it as a chaser.
Coffee flavored.
Yeah, it was actually really tasty. I could not stand. Really? I couldn't stand the actual traditional Monster. I could not stand the taste of that. I was like the only one I could drink was like the coffee flavored one.
I never saw those. Not once.
What was it like a nitro espresso?
No. It wasn't. No, it was just like coffee flavored. I don't think it was like espresso. I don't know. This is back in like 2013, so like 10 years ago.
Is Thomas drinking a Modelo?
Yes.
Yo, Thursday night after that. I'm not the only. I hope I'm not the only one, because then I look like an alcoholic. But when that Modelo hit them lips.
Oh yeah, after training.
That was pretty.
Like an uplift. Yeah, like an uplifting kiss from I don't know. It was just like
Yeah,
it felt so good.
That felt so good. Yeah, a nice beer, cold beer after training is amazing.
No doubt, dude. No doubt.
So speaking of which,
that was crazy, dude.
After which, I found a Modelo in my gym bag a couple days later. So either I snuck it in there and forgot, or someone snuck it in there and forgot. Someone else. And hence why I'm drinking it right now.
Thomas, I doubt you were drunk enough to forget that you did that.
I forget a lot of stuff.
Oh.
I forgot Frankie's name for the first 4 months that I knew him.
And I'm not the best with names either. So
I'm pretty sure I called you Kathy once or twice at the beginning.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. I think I called Kathy Song Yana at least once. And she got mad at me.
Yeah, we're nothing alike.
Yeah. So
she moved to California, didn't she?
Yeah, she was training out with Keenan Cornelius at his gym.
Oh,
Last I
nice.
heard. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I actually wanted to go to San Diego and just like go to his gym to try it out just once, but then COVID hit.
Isn't he known for Worm Guard?
Yes. Yes.
Isn't the West Coast like big into jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, there's gyms all over the place there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
At least
I know,
It's like,
I-
it's like surfer jujitsu
surfer
culture.
jiu-jitsu,
Hey.
like-
okay, yeah,
They,
yeah. Because I know like New York is big in Muay Thai and MMA. Florida is into a lot of MMA.
there's
Florida's
some,
into a bunch of stuff.
there's some really
Yeah.
good jiu-jitsu gyms in New York City.
Mhm.
Like Marcelo
Yeah.
Garcia's gym is up there.
Yeah, but
Nah.
you don't hear that much though. You hear a lot of UFC gyms or Muay Thai gyms coming out of New
I
York or Jersey.
I feel like the Gracie gyms in New York were so overrated. You had to pay so much money
Yeah.
and you barely got to do anything. Like you were put into a class where they went over fundamentals and you didn't get to spar. That was my experience anyway.
So
Yeah,
And it was just like, what the heck? And then I went to another gym. Oh, I'm trying to remember the name. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I went to another gym that was like, lesser known, not as big as Gracie. And I felt a lot more welcome there. And it wasn't all about money. Like that's how I feel about the Gracie gyms because they're such a big name that they can take advantage of that to get, some more cheddar.
yeah, they're trying to do that whole what is it, Tiger
Mark.
Taekwondo? Remember that? Remember Tiger Taekwondo? They were
Mhm.
everywhere.
Oh, yeah. It's like, it's just like becomes a franchise,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu that just opened up down the street from, not down the street, but a couple cities down in Chantilly. But I don't know how that's doing. I know there's one in Virginia Beach.
Yeah, I'd rather train
Sorry,
with the
guys.
Mongolians.
speaking of which, and this is going to segue into Gracie gyms, but so going back to the DC Open, did either of you two go?
No.
No, sadly I couldn't. I
So
was
it was my
trying
first.
to.
It was my first time going. I didn't compete, but I went, and it was actually like a lot of fun. Like it from a non-competitor's perspective, like you see all your friends, you see people from other gyms that everybody's having a good time, everybody's excited to see you. It's good to watch your teammates compete and see your friends compete. But I did find something very interesting. It seemed like the how do I say this? Not propensity. The poor sportsmanship, bad thing kind of creeped up. Like there's two really
like bad sportsmanship conduct or something.
yeah,
like that?
bad sportsmanship, bad conduct.
Okay.
Did like
Okay.
creep its head up a little bit. It was a little bit surprising for me at a competition of that scale, that size. Like it's supposed to be pretty it's supposed to be like the big show, you know what I mean? You go to an
The big
IBJJF
dogs.
competition and it's supposed to be like the top of the line, the big show. It's not to me, it was not the type of place for you to throw a fit, or for example.
Because it's very publicized.
Yeah, like it was crazy to me because there was an incident where a guy got submitted and he was claiming that the guy who submitted him bit him. So he was like walking around for hours, like telling people that, his opponent bit him and that's why he lost. But he was doing it in such a manner where it was like he was coming off as a sore loser. And I just wanted to tell the guy just take the L. Like, it's okay.
What if he did bite him though?
I saw the match that he was talking about. It would have been physically impossible for the dude to bite him. Like he just legitimately got submitted and just didn't like it. That's what I took from it. And take it like a man. And this wasn't like one of the younger adults. This was in the 30 and up brackets. And I think that this gentleman probably looked like he was older, like maybe my age.
Yeah.
What belt ranking?
Blue.
Oh, it's not even
See,
worth it, man. It's not
yeah.
even worth it.
So when I was younger, there was an incident when I was in Taekwondo. I was doing one of these Taekwondo tournaments, and it got late towards the night, and these black belts were going at it, and it was actually from one of the gym that I trained at. One of the black belts there, he competed and he lost. He lost fair and square, but right in the middle of the match, just threw a tantrum and he was like, "Oh, you guys cheated, blah 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 blah," and it's like, and it was very very uncomfortable. And towards the end of it all, they ended up giving the winners ended up giving the loser the trophy. And when you see the headmaster, he just like was very disappointed in the guy because he acted like that. And I was like, yeah. So it was pretty bad. I've seen that happen when
I feel like
sore
people
losers
just,
come in.
yeah, I feel like people just lose their sense of self-control and professionalism because they're so disappointed that they lost.
Mhm.
And they had so much emotional investment in competing, and they had like trained really hard for it, and they can't like understand. Presumably that's the only like, not that it's a justification to act a fool, but that's the only, or you're that type of person who's like never been defeated and someone finally kicks your ass and you're like, what, like I can't even fathom this happening. It's like, yeah, it
Yeah.
happens to everybody. That's just part of fighting.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
with the nature of combat sports and BJJ, I feel like the amount of people who have gotten further in the sport than white belt that haven't gotten their butt kicked at least a few times, it should be like pretty small. I just feel like this should all be worked out by then. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
I mean, but if you go into it and like naturally talented, I don't know.
Well,
There's
true.
definitely been people who are just like naturally talented and they rise very quickly and they feel like they're, undefeated. So, their ego is all in it. And when
Yeah,
like their ego gets
Yeah.
checked, they're all, you know,
like boohoo.
yeah,
Yeah, like
offended.
even though he
See,
didn't.
I like.
Go ahead,
Sorry, go ahead.
Frankie. No, all you.
See, I like seeing that because that depends on how humble or how the
Mhm.
person's going to take it. If you take your first loss and you hold your head up high, there's a lot more respect, behind that than
Mhm.
a guy that just putting his head down, all bummed out. Yeah,
I mean, I've definitely lost
that's
and
how
I've
I
been
view it.
really, yeah, I get that, but I think it's okay. I think it's okay to feel disappointed. Like there's definitely been matches where I had a lot of
Yeah,
personal
yeah, no.
emotional investment in it. And I mean, part of it is just like letting your
Mhm.
pride get in it and um, feeling, tying your self-worth to how well you do. That's the problem. And I've definitely done that on several occasions. Not that it's right or you should be
Yeah.
doing it, but I've definitely done that. And I know, and I've, walked away very frustrated, and disappointed, mostly in
Now, don't
myself.
get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I've seen people where you train your butt off, you train your ass off, and you just go in there to get beat up. Yeah, I get it, but at the same time, if you trained your ass off and you got beat up and you stand there while the other person's getting their hand raised, okay, cool, and you're
Mhm.
standing there and you're like toughing it out, I give
Yeah.
respect to that.
Oh yeah. I mean,
But then when you go to the back,
yeah.
see that a
No,
lot.
definitely. Like when I say I walk away frustrated, like I always give the opponent their due respect because, they won the match. Okay, cool. Congratulations. You know, but then yeah, it's always like after I'm like, tears. My life is ruined. Yeah, it's always, you
Yeah.
always, yeah, that's part of being a good, showing good sportsmanship is just, um, showing respect to your opponent and recognizing that they probably train just as hard as you, or
Yeah.
whatever, just, and if they didn't, well, you wouldn't necessarily know that. You always assume that your opponent trained really hard for the competition. That's what I always assume when
Yeah.
I'm thinking about competing or I'm gonna go, I'm planning for a competition. I always think, okay, my opponents are going to be training their asses off, so I need to do the same thing. And if when it comes to competition day, they win, it's every day is different. You have a good day, you have a bad day. Maybe that day was just not my day, and we both trained hard for this, and they deserve the respect of their win.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way I
Definitely.
see it.
Definitely.
Yeah, the other major incident I saw, the guy lost at the black belt levels last second, and he refused to take part in the hand raising ceremony. And he started talking trash in Portuguese. And
Yeah, that was for Siggy's match, right?
yeah,
Hmm.
and Master Dalla was like right there and like said something back to him in Portuguese.
Yeah,
And
he didn't even shake Sugi's hand or anything, like barely even like didn't even acknowledge him. That's so
no,
disrespectful.
yeah, he just walked off.
Yeah. I think once that happens, another like higher belt or whoever is like gave him that black belt should demote his ass. That right there costs a demotion. You're a black belt and you're not doing that. Yeah, you need to. That's a
Yeah,
demotion.
especially, I
Easy.
mean, yeah, you make a good point because it's like they're supposed to be setting an example for
Mhm.
all the belts below them. When you're, that high on the ladder, you need to be setting a good example. And if you're, being disrespectful or not showing good sportsmanship, yeah, maybe he should be demoted. I don't know. It's a good question. Is that too harsh? I don't know.
No, because when you're at that level, you're representing whoever gave you that belt. You're
Yeah.
representing the training that you had, the coaching that you had.
Mhm.
Your upbringing within that. Like if I'm going to represent Big Brothers and Masugi, I'm going to represent with the most respect, and this is how we train out of this gym. This is how we respect at this gym. So I'm not going to be acting a fool like whatever, like yo, no, f that, because then one, that looks bad in my gym. Two, that looks bad on Masugi and the Big Brothers organization. So
Yeah, definitely fair point. I can see how someone who's that high could also, on the other hand, feel like, oh, I'm, my own, I have my own gym. I can act however I want. I'm not
yeah,
under anybody. I could definitely see that. Like if they feel like they're established, so they don't owe anybody anything and they can act however they want. I mean, that's arrogant. That's not right. But I can definitely
yeah,
see that being like their perspective, like
yeah.
very
I mean,
self-entitled.
yeah. I mean, if you own a gym and you're like that,
Yeah, I wouldn't
you're,
want to train there.
yeah, you're not a true martial artist when you're like your ego's to the sky, and
I
you
agree.
think you know it all and all that sort of stuff, and then nah, that's like, if you go to Masugi, man, he's like the most humblest person, and he'll tell you, and he'll give you the knowledge as much as he knows, but
Hmm.
you know if you walk into that gym, he's very humble, but don't get me wrong, he's very firm as well,
Oh
because
yeah.
he will tell you that, hey, this is a place where we show kind of respect. And when I
Yeah.
teach my Muay Thai class, I know, I've heard and know some gyms where that's there's traditional, and then there's the modern way, and whatnot. I just, me personally, when I walk into my gym, I walk within respect. Like, this is where I train. This is where I'm gonna put my mind and set and all that other stuff. So I bow when I go
Hmm.
into the gym. I just
Hmm.
don't walk into a gym thinking like I own the goddamn
Yeah.
place.
I
You
mean, you
know.
also like
And,
every gym is different and you never know like what kind of uh I was gonna say SOP, but I don't know if I know throw in
Yeah.
government acronyms here, but you never know what their standard operating procedures are, SOP.
No, yeah, but
But yeah,
even
fair
if I were
point.
to
You always
visit,
like,
yeah, even if I go into another gym, I'm still gonna show the most respect to that place because one, it's not my home,
mhm.
and two, I don't know these people and they don't know me, and they can hurt me if I don't show the right respect. So
Yeah.
there's a fine there's in martial arts there should always be a fine line in crossings and what not to cross and the things that you should do and not do. So
Yeah, I agree. What I really like about Sugi's gym is even though Sugi he does kind of what's the word? He enforces discipline, but like I feel like it's in a way that recognizes we are all adults, and he's not nitpicky about certain things that I've seen at other gyms that I think are kind of, kind of unnecessary and more for to stroke the sensei's ego or whatever, the instructor's ego. Like I've definitely noticed in a lot of gyms where there's like certain things that they demand because to me it seems like it's just stroking their ego. I don't know if that's necessarily because they, these are my rules and this is just how I run my gym, but I always have seen it. I don't know. I don't want to like name any names, but I've definitely, when it comes to Sugi, I like him so much because he's humble and he does enforce discipline when it's needed. You know what I mean? Like if there's someone who's going out of control on, new people or something like that's needed. But when it comes to like, really, like he's not gonna like chew you out if you happen to forget to turn around to tie your belt or something like that, or you don't
yeah.
run up to him and shake his hand if you're coming to class late or something like that. Like there are some instructors who are really like nitpicky about like, you cannot join my class if you have not shaken my hand and before jumping in if you're late. It's like I feel like that's just like why, like just why can't I just jump in? Like what? How am I don't see it as being disrespectful. I don't know. Maybe everybody has their own opinion, but all I'm saying is that I like that Sugi's not that nitpicky because it's like I respect the hell out of him.
Yeah.
He's the kind of person where it's like he's not going to demand that respect. He just like earns it from just
Right.
being the type of person he is.
Right. Yeah, and my thing is that I'm trying to keep it traditional. I try to train like that. Like I bow, I ask permission, I'll shake his hand, I'll be like, sir, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm late, or blah, blah. Like I try as much as possible to try to keep it traditional, and I like
I'm
it
really
that
bad
way
about
because
that.
I like it that way because it keeps me on my toes and it keeps me like still have that mentality of the old school martial arts discipline.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's something that I need to work on. Like that could be a fair criticism that I don't do that enough and I should do it more. But I mean, I always try to like say hi. Usually like in conversation with someone. So, and I'm trying to like
like
get ready to jump in the class.
with Thomas when he comes into the gym, he's Coach Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Thomas, or Master Jordan, or stuff like that. Because
yeah, you do better than me on that front.
I try to so hard. Sometimes it's like, oh, Tom, no, that's Coach Thomas, because I'm trying to show my student that okay, this is who are higher than us, or lower than us.
Are you so like? Do you do that a lot around the kids? Because that definitely, you should
Kids and
definitely do that
adults.
around
Kids and adults,
too.
'cause, yeah. And I use sir a lot. I use sir. I don't know if you guys hear me when someone calls my name or says yes sir, no sir, yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. So I try to enforce what I teach pretty much.
Yeah, no, that's good. I do agree. It's like the martial arts way, and that's something I should
Yeah.
probably work on. Thomas, I feel like you've been trying to say something this entire time, and we just keep like, like boom, 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 and he's like,
no, it's a good conversation. I just let it go. I'm like, yeah, don't worry about me. But I will say this. Teaching has kind of opened my eyes to a lot of things, especially when it comes to respect. And like, I know that there's little things that I used to do in class that Sugi never said anything about, like when I'm like chit chatting and like just joking around a little bit and
Mhm.
playing around with the technique that's not quite what he showed. And as I started teaching, I realized that stuff really irritates me sometimes.
Yes, coaching is so hard. Yo, shout out to the coaches, masters, crews, all of them.
Yeah.
Yo, it is hard and frustrating.
So
Hard and frustrating.
what I've been doing is I've mastered this. I mean, I feel like I've kind of mastered this way of going around and be like, hey, that's good, but let's work on what I showed you. You know, like little polite things like that. Like it doesn't irritate. Okay, let me rephrase. It doesn't irritate me to the point where I'm gonna like react or think negatively, but it's just kind of like, do what I showed you, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same
So
here. I'll get some of these students that will go off the grid a little bit, and I'm like, you did that wrong. And sometimes I give out disciplinary therapies, man. That's it. Yeah, I have to give out disciplinary therapies sometimes. I was like, yo, that wasn't right. I already showed
Okay,
you.
drill sergeant.
I tried to, man, but I'm
Knife
not,
hand.
man.
Knife hand.
Yeah, a little bit. Like I tried to, man. Like because what I like seeing, and I've seen this within my students, like the people that are consistent, a huge improvement, man. And I'm like, man, if I only could took a video when you first started here, and now that we've been down this for 3 months, and you see the huge improvement, it's rewarding to me. It's like I did that. I fucking did that. Like, yo,
Yeah.
this is amazing. And I'm like, and I
You see their
find
progression and
right,
evolution.
and I have pride and joy in that. But when I have a student that is not trying to progress and he's like still back here and we're still doing the same thing over and over and over,
Mhm.
it's like, come on, man, I'm just trying to nudge you over here a little bit.
Yeah, and then you have to think like, is there some other way I can explain it to them
Yes.
that they might understand better? Like, what is it about the way I'm explaining it not understandable? You know?
so
Yeah.
something I've learned with teaching, whether it be jujitsu or firearms related, is there's people who learn differently. So
Mhm.
you kind of have to, if something doesn't work, you have to try to convey the information of what you're trying to have them practice it from a different angle. Like some people are auditory, like you could show them a technique all day, but you know, if you don't verbally explain it to them, they just won't get it. And then
Mhm.
there's people who are the opposite. You could sit there and explain something to them perfectly, and if they don't see it, it goes in one ear and out the
Yeah,
other.
that's me. I
Yeah.
have to see it. Like I have to see what's happening in order for me to even like try to comprehend.
Same
That's why
here. And
like
this
Sugi's teaching style is like he doesn't need to speak perfect English for me. Like as long as I can see what he's doing, I'm good.
Yeah.
and this is why I'm so pissed at Jordan. Master Jordan, I'm still ticked off about that. He was supposed to rip my arm off my shoulder, and he didn't do it.
What the heck? I hope he's
So
listening.
I hope he is too. So we were rolling around doing, I think, a 3 5 minute drill. I don't know what it was, and I was holding myself pretty well. Well, to him, my feeling was that I was holding myself pretty
Yeah.
well to him, and I did a mistake, and I did like I grabbed both of his legs, but one of his legs got out, and I did this like gator roll thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like I did this gator roll, and
Uh-huh.
he he went and he got on top of me, and he had both my arms like about
And you're
like
like, how did this just happen? Like, how am
yeah,
I
but
here?
I'm like, so he's holding it there, like ready to let loose and crank on it so he could rip my arms off, and the sucker lets go, and I'm like, I just been robbed. Like I just got
What?
robbed from yeah, because
He
that's what
cares
I like.
about his training partner, man. He doesn't
I
want to put
get
you out
it.
of
I get it.
commission.
That's how I learned though. That's how. And then Thomas will tell you like, yo, just do it. Sometimes you need to do it so I can learn this stuff. Because if you don't do it, I'm like,
It's like you need that.
now.
You need that
You
like
know how
flight
your
or fight respect. The flight or fight.
you know how somebody's OCD, right?
Mhm.
And you clean a whole thing, and there's just one little speck of dust, and you just leave it there, and it's
Mhm.
bothering you
Mhm.
because it's like that's what's happening to me.
Mhm.
The man robbed me from a tap out.
Yeah, that's a fair point because it's like if you don't feel like you're in danger, your brain is not going to like kick in that, oh, I should never get into this situation again.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like there's no
So
real
so
incentive from your brain.
yeah, so it's like your mom, right? Your mom's telling you don't do that, and then she tells you, "Hey, don't do that," and then you still do it, and she tells you, "Don't do that," and then you get your ass whooping. Then you really know that you ain't going to do that no more.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go some other route, like you do it and then you hurt yourself, and then you're like, damn, she was right. I thought
Oh no, I
I
rather have
thought
my
that's where you
no,
were going with it.
because I mean I could still do that gator roll and still make that same mistake. But if nobody's laying the discipline down, like, hey, this is why you don't do
Okay,
this.
Frankie, all
Crank.
about that discipline.
So, somebody in my no gi class said that they thought I had a very stern look when I watched them do a technique, like the technique that I show them. They say I look like I'm trying to either stare through their soul or I'm a shark trying to find like my next meal. And I'm sitting there thinking, is that really what I look like when I'm watching you guys?
Which one would you prefer?
Right. It's like which
No. You tell us,
Oh.
like of the two descriptions you were given, which one would you prefer?
Probably the first one.
Oh,
Probably the
staring through
first
the
one.
soul.
The soul taking. The
Yeah.
soul taking. Yeah, I'd rather take the soul taking too. Soul taking is more deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not trying
You
to
can
eat
really
my
mess
students.
someone up if you take the. Yeah,
I can't.
You can really mess someone.
Go ahead.
I rather take someone's soul. You can really mess up somebody's whole world if you take their soul.
But the funny thing is, the reason why I have such a stern face is because I'm not wearing my glasses, so I literally have to squint to see what everyone's doing.
Imagine Thomas just going like,
"Oh yeah, what are you doing?" But
Yana, you still have a good ass game face too. Like,
oh yeah, no, I that's never gonna change. I have resting bitch face. I know that.
I kill you and I eat you for lunch.
I kill you and I eat you for lunch.
I kill you dead. No. So you know what I like?
I don't even know where my glasses are right now. Oh.
You know what I like about teaching though? I like teaching my training partners how to beat me. So then when I'm rolling with them later on and they pull off a technique I show them, I get a swell of happiness from it.
What was my happy moment?
What?
Oh, hold on, wait a minute. That Thursday night too, that son of a gun, Mitt, that cheating sucker.
I hope he's listening.
So mad. I hope he's listening too. Well, at first I tapped him out. I got him in a Kimura? Americana. One of the two. I don't know.
Yeah, the arm goes this way or this way.
It went
Kimura,
this way.
Americana.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Kimura.
So I got him in a Kimura. But before that, he tried to do this whole choke me with him with my own or his gi.
Mm-hmm.
He's
trying to get fancy.
Do that? Yeah. No. I grabbed that thing. I grabbed it and I slipped out of it and I basically swept him with it. And that's how he got on bottom. And I was like, "You're mine." And then I know he did. Cause then I was like, okay, time. Like I heard the time bell, and I know the time bell, and thanks, right? No, he did this, went straight for a leg lock, and I was like, dude, cheater.
So that's actually my fault because when we slap hands and bump fists, I immediately grab his sleeve.
No. But the time was up.
Oh, no, that's his fault. He's just being a cheater. Yeah,
He's
that's
trying to get you back.
Oh, here's a question. Here you go, Yana. So when you begin the match, what do? You fist bump, right?
Boom, boom. I
Right.
do the clap hands
Right.
and then fist bump.
When we end the match, what do you do?
I shake hands with the person.
Or fist bump, right?
I usually shake hands, but yeah.
Okay.
That's also
Yeah. So that was the end of the match, right?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing anything
some
after
kind
that.
of. He kept doing it. I was like, "You cheating bastard!"
Yeah, he was just trying to get one on you. Hey, does he ever join these conversations?
Who, Mitt?
Yeah.
He should. Yeah.
He does sometimes, but he always talks about like really weird things like cats.
That's so funny. That's so funny. I could definitely see him doing that. And it's
I
like,
hope
dude, stay on topic, please.
Yeah, I hope he sees this.
You know what? Well, we have a couple viewers on Twitch that come in and out. So who knows? It probably is him.
Yeah. Hey, and what about Wole? Isn't he coming? When is he coming back on?
He said he was coming in late because he had to put his kids to sleep.
Yeah.
So
I know that feeling.
Yeah, these kids are going back to school.
They are
not yet.
About that. Damn these kids.
They got like another month or something.
It depends. Depends on the county. Depends on your county. I know some of them are like late August. Yeah, but they got out out of summer like really early.
So while we're waiting for Wole, I got 2 questions proposed, and apparently they're from Reddit. Like the people asking said they found these questions on Reddit. Well, I think one of them is a little bit of a troll, but I'm going to propose it anyways. How do you keep from kicking your partner in the balls / crotch when doing single leg X or X guard sweeps?
Oh, you always have to make sure you're gluing your foot to their thigh.
Yes.
That's what I always do. Is like, 'cause I'm very conscientious of that. I mean, I don't have balls, but like I know guys have balls, so I'm always like that. And when it comes to you're trying to pass their guard, and like you have your shin like right in between their legs. Like I'm very aware that can be uncomfortable for guys. So I always try to like really shift my weight so that my shin is like over the inside of the thigh. And when it comes to X guard, yeah, always keep your feet and your shins like glued to their inner thigh. Well, one is at their inner thigh and the other one should be further down. But yeah, you shouldn't ever have, it's not even like a proper X guard if you have your foot up in their crotch. Like it should not be, you shouldn't be playing footsie with their balls. Okay, don't do that.
Yeah. I would
that and I was thinking this is, I don't know, this is all sports, man. Even if like football, baseball, boxing, Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu, maybe tennis, maybe golf, you should always wear a cup. I believe.
I disagree with that.
I think you should train with a cup.
I think that can cause harm. Like, especially if you're doing something like, if you're the one wearing the cup and you're trying to do an arm bar, you can seriously hurt someone's arm without even doing the arm bar. So I disagree with wearing a cup during jiu-jitsu. Maybe in other sports, definitely, like Muay Thai or something. But when you're in jiu-jitsu, or think about like doing a triangle on someone while you're wearing a cup, you could like hurt their chin or something,
Yeah.
So like the cup could kind of like get in the way. It's like really hard plastic. So I've rolled with people who are wearing a cup and it hurts sometimes because, so it's better. I mean, that's my personal opinion. Like I said, I don't have balls. So yeah, I totally understand why someone would want to wear one.
Maybe.
Hold on.
Don't think it's safe.
1 second. Let's not say the B word because I don't know if that's a no word on Twitch.
What?
Twitch.
Should we say testicles instead?
Sure. Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the proper words, I guess. What about maybe padding guard? Like some guys, maybe I don't know.
What
Like
is a
like
padding guard?
like a cup, but it's actually not a cup, but yet there's still enough padding to kind of protect you, I guess.
I don't know. Does that work?
Maybe that's $1 million idea. I'm
Hey,
should
okay,
patent it.
Mr. Inventor.
So,
All right.
so real
See,
quick,
see.
real quick, to add on to what Yana said, though, if I've also noticed that folks who are significantly taller than their partner, if they're the ones who are playing single leg X and X guard, they have to be a little bit more careful with their leg positioning because every time I've got my bells rung by someone who is playing those two positions on me, it was somebody who was over 6 foot tall,
Mm.
like Michael Giles, every single
Never
time.
been.
Really? I mean,
Yep.
because it also has a
I
lot to do
never
with
been.
flexibility too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I never been hit in the jingle
Testicles.
bells for. Yeah,
Let's
no, I
use
said
the
jingle bells.
let's use the medical term, guys.
Medical
No,
term.
we're going 5-year-old. My jingle bells. I never got hit the jingle bells in training in jiu-jitsu ever.
Well, every time I try to play one of those two positions on you, you squish me. So
That is true. But I am hella flexible too.
this
Ain't
is
gonna lie.
true.
No, I feel like being flexible actually prevents that from happening because the idea is, I would think that if you're flexible, your knees can go when you're the one doing X guard, your knees can go out more, which
Right.
allows you to like place your like feet better in a better position. Whereas like if you're not that flexible, then your knees are more like narrow, and you run the risk of like bringing your feet up
So,
too high.
what's that one position, Thomas, where you like stretch me the hell out with my legs, and I'm like, huh,
Oh, that was
and you're
probably
like,
X guard.
That's
and
Or
probably
banana.
X guard. Yeah.
Was it
and
what's
and
the other one? Banana boat? Banana split. Banana
banana
boat.
split. That's what it is. That's the. What are you thinking about?
Apparently the underwear brand Banana
Wait,
Boat.
no, wait, hold on, never mind. I'm
Banana
thinking of
boat?
banana hammock.
Isn't that?
Banana hammock.
Okay.
Sorry, that was my thing. That's my. Sorry, that's my.
What are we
perversion.
even talking about right now?
I thought you were talking about banana hammock.
What the hell is a banana hammock? Am
It's
I
a
allowed to say
speedo.
hammock?
No, time. Nope, we're not going down that avenue.
It's a speedo.
Look it up. No, stop.
That
What did
makes
I
so
just
much
say?
sense.
No,
Okay.
stop. Nope.
So anyway, banana
Time.
split is probably banana split or really good X guard is probably what he
Yeah.
got you
So
in.
Thomas tries to pull that on me, and I'm like, this ain't doing nothing because I could do the splits all day, bud.
And then he just squishes
like,
me.
And he goes, "Damn you and your flexibility."
I don't think I've ever
That's
said
right.
that.
You did that one time.
He calling you out.
No.
You did that one time, and then, yeah, and then I'm just squishing him.
And then he ends up squishing me. Wole, how you doing?
Doing okay.
So
Are you wearing a Hawaiian shirt right now?
I know.
I'm wearing like a, it's not really Hawaiian, but tropical.
Jamaican? Can we
That's what
go
I meant.
Jamaican?
No,
Jamaican?
I had my party for my daughter.
Aw.
Oh, what kind of party?
I dressed it up. Well, her birthday was on July 4th, so we just we had a party for her and her friends today.
Aw.
So well, no.
Why not?
What happened? No, because
Ooh.
guess where we were at? Not there.
Do you want to party with 7-year-olds?
Yo, have you tried to party with 7-year-olds? It's the best.
yeah, they go to like they go to
Actually,
Chuck E. Cheese and get
the
ice
bro-
cream.
Yeah,
I do need.
dude, you take him down the.
So, like I've been.
Dude, you take him down the. You take him down to Dave and Buster's or Chuck E. Cheese. Yo, I'm killing some games for my kids, man. I love kids' birthday parties, man. We go out to these like Thomas said, Chuck E. Cheese or Dave and Buster's. Yo, it's on like Donkey Kong, man. I'll be getting hella tickets.
Did you go to Charles' birthday party? He had his at Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, I was there.
I still have that card.
I had to work that day. I was mad.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, you still have the card, Wole?
Yeah, I think I still have mine somewhere.
Yeah, mine is in my
Yeah.
wallet. Like, I like at some point, I don't know, do they expire? Because
No. How many
I
points
I
you got
can't
on
think
the-
of when I'm gonna go next. Like, I don't
Yeah,
think
I
Lila's
know.
old enough for that.
Yeah.
I think the next UFC fight we should go to Dave and Buster's.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
If
You know
I
what's
can be
fun-
there, I'll try.
You know what's funny about Wole's shirt? That,
What?
that looks like the shirt I wear under my body armor when I take tactical courses.
Okay. Are you like a Hawaiian assassin or something like that?
Somewhat. I just like to wear things that are colorful and would irritate
Oh,
others.
oh shit! Look
Hey,
who it
guys.
is.
No.
Who's that?
It's
He's he
the
is
Euro
sick.
model.
He
Hey,
is
what's up?
sick. And
How's it going?
this is why we don't talk about him. He shows up.
Oh,
We don't
shit.
talk about
Wait,
I'm
who's
invited.
this? Who's
I'm
hold on.
What's that
invited.
line?
Hold on. Who's it? Ah, yes.
don't
What's
talk
that
about
line?
Son of a gun.
What's happening?
Fuck.
What's
Was it
happening?
like call the devil
you're
and
you,
shall
and
Oh, you
appear?
were talking about me?
Speak of the devil.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Speak
we were
of the
talking-
devil.
yes,
What did
we
I
were
say?
talking about-
Talk of the devil.
Call the devil. You said
Call
call the
the
devil.
Okay, so
yeah. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
real quick, now that there's 5 of us online at once,
Wow, this is so crazy.
Yeah.
This is such a good group.
keep in mind that we need to try to keep it to one person talking at a time. Otherwise, our listeners can't really hear the audio because it combines into one like difficult mass to hear. So, it'll be a little bit tough, but let's just try to keep that in mind. And with that being said, Mitt, we heard that you're a cheater.
I raised my hand just to call him out on that. God damn it!
Frankie, take it away.
What happened?
Remember last Thursday? After the bell.
After the
fist
bell?
bump? After the bell. After the fist bump. What you do? What you
There
do?
was no bell. There was no bell. First of all.
There was no bell. There was no bell. There was
That
a-
was probably like this 30 seconds, like the reminder.
The 30 seconds
I
that the
feel
next
there's-
round
I feel like
is
there's
about
gonna
to
be
start.
screaming.
So I have a question for the other guys. Okay. So before you roll, or let's say you restart, right? Do you do a fist bump?
No.
Hold on.
When you
let them
start,
ask,
what do you do?
Let them answer my question. When you restart,
You bump and slap. Everyone knows
okay,
that.
right?
Or
Yeah.
slap and bump. Whichever.
Yeah, you can do this like many times
Yeah,
during
slap
the
and
roll
bump.
Mhm.
as you restart, right? So Frankie, this is not just in the beginning, but throughout the roll, you can do this every time you restart.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
But
yes.
Now
That's
wait.
true.
Now wait. When the time ends and you fist bump, match is
don't.
over.
No,
Match
that wasn't the end.
over.
We have a buzzer with 30 seconds remaining.
Is
I-
there 10 seconds
30
remaining as well?
No. Yeah, it's a 30-second remaining and a 30
Look,
second
I'm
rest.
sick. Like I got COVID. Like just give me a
That
couple of
doesn't
seconds.
mean no. Stop changing the subject. Stop changing the subject.
Maybe
you
I
little
got it
cheater.
from you.
You
Maybe
little
I got it
cheater.
from you.
It's messing with his
I'm
brain.
not sick. I'm not sick.
That's true. That's true. Like I've heard that people get like a really bad brain fog from COVID. Well, some. It depends. It depends. Like it's everyone is so different. How's it treating you?
I
Mithat?
feel fine. I was a little sore, like after hard training.
Oh,
But
time
other
for a
than
second.
that, like
Time for a second. I do want to mention something after this about soreness and this thing that I just bought. But go ahead. Remind me, because it's
We'll
freaking
circle
great.
back.
Remind me. Yes,
Okay.
I gotta go get a drink. I'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll circle back to Frankie as
I just want to mention, I love your shirt, man.
Oh yeah, thank you. Maybe I'll dress up a little bit more for y'all.
Yeah,
You
it
should.
pops,
Yeah,
you know.
for the podcast because you're on camera. I should have done the same, but whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
have time.
no,
to
I feel
change.
fine. I feel fine. I was a little bit sore. Other than that, my sinuses were a little bit full. But to be honest, like I had worse. This is like a mild cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like. It really depends because I've had a couple friends who got it. So I went to a wedding a couple of weekends ago,
Mhm.
and like everybody got COVID, and the result was variable. Like some people were out for like 2-3 days where they couldn't move from bed. For me, it felt like just a cold. Like it was very
Yeah.
benign. It
How
didn't.
long it took
Hmm?
for you? How long it took for you to get like to test positive
Oh, it
negative?
not that long. It was like a week.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't too long.
It's been
But
5
I
days for me. So.
But I was using home tests, and I keep being told that like there's a lot of false negatives
But
with
I
home
looked
tests.
up.
Yeah.
I looked up. They recommend. I just looked it up today actually. So they recommend home tests because apparently the PCR, the one you get at the like labs and stuff, they are very sensitive. So they detect everything. So it doesn't mean you're still contagious. So that's why they say do the home tests because those detect like the current rate. If you test positive, that means you're very contagious.
So it also depends on when when you get it, because you can get it and then I think it's like a week later is when it would show up on like a rapid test. A PCR test would show up earlier and it'll last longer. So let's say you get it, a PCR test would I think in a few days a PCR test will show that you have it. And then rapid test, I think maybe about a week or so, that's when it'll show you have it. But the thing too is like after the PCR test is really sensitive. So even after you've had it and you built up the antibodies, the PCR test is picking up on the antibodies. So it's going to say that you have COVID, but like at that point, the rapid test will say that you don't have it.
So you're saying the PCR test has a lot of false positives, whereas the home test can have a lot of false negatives.
Not really. I mean, the it's not really, I guess, not false negatives. It's still they just look at different things. So like the PCR test, I believe, looks at the antibodies. So like once you've had it, your body builds up the antibodies, and the PCR test will pick up on that. Gotcha. So it would look as if you have COVID, but you're probably not infectious.
Right.
So like if you have it and you take a rapid test, the rapid test will tell you, and they're pretty accurate. But if you take a rapid test, like maybe about a couple of weeks after you've had it, the rapid test would be negative, but a PCR test would be positive because it's a lot more sensitive.
Right. Yeah. Sorry to change the subject here, but Frankie, I noticed that you're switching from vodka to beer. That's a little odd. Aren't you? What do they say? Beer before liquor, never been sicker. Oh wait, but liquor before beer in the clear. So never mind, you're okay.
You know what? I don't discriminate.
You had liquor before beer, so you're in the clear.
It don't matter. It's all getting me as long as I get happy.
As long as it get nice and toasty.
As long as he didn't find the beer in his gym bag, I think he's good.
Yeah, I mean, I am curious. How's that warm beer for you, Thomas?
Hey, Germans do that shit. They drink the warm beers.
In Germany, we drink beer warm-ish sometimes, but no.
Which they say it tastes really good.
It does, depending on the brand.
That's part of the fermentation process.
Also, I put the can in my refrigerator for about a day, so it was cold.
Oh, okay. Then you're fine. You were acting like you just took it straight out of your gym bag after.
Is Corona sponsoring us tonight?
No,
I hope
it had it.
Corona, please. If you like
Johnny
sponsor,
Walker. What the heck is going on here? Come on now. What's going on?
And
it's like
any kind of liquor or beer, please sponsor us.
We need sponsors. I mean, it's
here we go.
We can't be
Johnny Walker.
Me.
Yeah, we can't be booze and BJJ and not have alcohol.
Wait, what did he do?
No. Yeah, because he was about to say it's like the Japanese, and he stopped himself.
What?
Yeah. That's the whole different topic after the podcast.
So
Yeah.
so Frankie, did you buy a
I got it. I picked up on it though.
Yeah, right on.
What's that?
Did you
I'm
buy
We're
a
on the same
Theragun?
frequency.
Did I buy a what?
No, is it called like a Theragun, the massaging thing?
No, it's better.
What?
So I bought this thing.
What is that?
Neo
Neo.
carbon?
You guys know what it is?
Hey, they
No.
can sponsor us too.
Listen, guys.
Vibrator.
What is that?
It's something like that.
Oh,
It's
is it
like
like
shock
electrodes?
therapy, guys.
Shocks you.
Dude, I just tried this today.
Fuck
This
that.
thing is amazing. I had this sore muscle for
Looks like those
About 2
old
months.
MP3 players. Like
Yo,
from
I'm
10
telling
years
you.
ago.
Frankie, I know what you're talking. I've tried that too, and it's insane. It's kind of freaky. Like I don't like it.
I thought it
Yo,
was a Zoom.
I like it. It goes like
No, no.
through your your skin,
Yeah.
through your muscles, like into your
I'll be back.
bone.
Yo, so I had the sore muscles for like about 2 months now, and I've been stretching it, foam rolling it.
But that doesn't
And
sound good. Like
are
maybe
you-
you should go see a doctor.
Why I've been going to physical therapy, and apparently they can't loosen it up or whatever they do. Got this thing, shocked myself for like 20 minutes.
20 minutes? I
20
don't think you're
minutes.
supposed to do it for 20 minutes.
It went up. It goes
is
up
like
to.
the-
It goes up to an hour. It goes up to an hour. It goes up to an
Um,
hour.
Is that like FDA approved or something?
I don't know. I got it off Amazon. Which is
How much did that run
That's
you,
like all these-
Frankie? Was it like 60
50
bucks?
bucks. No, $50.
Where'd you get it?
Amazon.
What do the
That's-
reviews say? Because like did you read
Look
the
at this thing.
reviews?
No, I just bought it.
Bro.
Don't put it on your head. Don't put it on your head.
No, no.
Oh, I
you
know,
can't-
I
no,
want
no,
her
it's,
to.
it's, no,
Do
no.
it, do
it
it.
says don't do it by your head or like the
Neck.
jugular area or your spine.
Hey, guys, hold on one second. Do y'all hear a baby cry?
Yeah.
No, I'm not joking. Do y'all
Oh.
hear?
Yeah, that's Yana's baby.
There's a baby crying in the apartment next door from
Oh.
me. So that might be
Damn, those
where
are
it's coming
those
from.
some good ass headphones, man. They could pick
That makes
that
me
up.
wonder, like, I don't know how far away I should put the little mic. Is this good? Or is
No,
it
that's
good for-
fine.
Are your
It-
walls that thin?
It's just-
I mean, it might be.
It's just weird because I could hear it over my crappy speakers.
Yeah, I didn't.
Well, I
hear
don't,
anything.
I mean, that's why I took my speakers off, because I thought for a second it may have been Lila, but it's not her, it's
Yeah.
next door.
Oh, are you
I have
guys
like
going
a
to the
2-year-old
festival?
over there
tomorrow?
who cries all the time. What? Sorry.
You guys going to the festival tomorrow?
Fuck yeah.
So about that,
Wait,
uh,
what?
some of the fellas
I was a
came
little
over-
bummed out that we couldn't go.
Yeah, but some of the fellas came over to do some Mongolian wrestling after open mat. That was pretty
Oh.
cool. They are
you-
extremely tough.
Did you get to try it?
A little bit. I was feeling a little strange, but I did some rounds with Miga and Timudin, his son,
Hmm.
and I've done it before.
By the way, I just ran into a doko. I was taking a walk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like 10 minutes ago.
I think you
before
guys-
before I joined. He
I
used
think
to
you guys live in
here.
the same building. Oh,
Yeah,
he
he
used to live in the
live
same
like
building.
yeah. Then he moved, but yeah, it was strange. He was walking two dogs, two beautiful dogs. I'm like, what are you doing here?
Oh, that's what's her name's dog. So the Mongolia community is so tight, man. Those guys are
Yeah.
so tight with each other, man. It's crazy how tight they are.
Like Turkish
Like,
community,
they-
they
they-
don't like. But the thing is,
The
you're
Latino community, they are like this, man.
Yeah.
Like this.
but
Like
the thing
there's
is,
a
they're so
coworker.
separated.
Yeah, so at my work, there's a Mongolian guy. And I was like, hey man, do you know this guy? And I show him Matsuki. He goes, how do you know him? And I was like, oh, I train with him. Really? I'm like, yeah. I was like,
Yeah,
I
Frankie.
know that guy. I'm like, oh, I'm like, dude, like, yeah, I train with him.
Okay,
They're
okay.
like,
Reminder,
no way.
reminder, his dad was the first Olympic gold medalist from Mongolia.
Yeah.
So he's
Yeah.
he's a little bit
Yeah.
famous.
Well-
So I wouldn't be too surprised.
So I didn't know that. Okay, I didn't know. I know he
Oh,
was high up there, but I didn't know he was that famous.
Yeah.
And then I show him Dago's dad, because he's a Mongolian something too, and he's a legend too. I was like, well, all right then.
So funny thing,
that's a
one of my
small-
neighbors is also from Mongolia, and for the longest time, I didn't want to be like, "Hey, do you know these guys?" Because I didn't want to be that one guy, you know. Because I've been places where folks are like, "Oh, you're black? Do you know LeBron?" You know. So
Like, yes, I do.
I'm like, yes, all of us do.
Pay,
You know?
pay me, and then I'll get you an autograph.
Yeah.
Right.
So oddly enough, I think my neighbor's name is also Nara. She was watching me flip through pictures on my phone, and she saw a picture of me and Sugi, and she's like, "Oh, I know him." I was like, "Oh, you do? He's my
I feel like
coach."
everybody freaking knows Sugi. He probably moved here and then he like convinced a bunch of his friends and family and extended family to move over here too. Who knows?
Are you gonna do it live, Frankie?
Wait, what?
Oh no, I'm doing it, but I'm not showing it live.
Oh,
He's shocking
your
himself.
little. Oh, okay.
Do what live?
Yeah, I promise
Do
you
you think
guys.
it gets addictive? Like you need to shock yourself?
I kind of do. I'm kind of scared because like after I was done, I was walking around. I was like, I'm so relieved, and I was like, I have this calf that's been tight from. I should do it, and it gets a little. It might get addicting. So if you see me with this machine shocking the hell out of me, don't worry.
My only thing,
He's
Frank-
driving to work. I'm like,
or have it on while you're rolling.
Well, it's not strong enough to do muscle contractions. It's just enough to
Yeah.
tingle like the
Dude,
nerves or something.
I could get a taser and tase you if that's what you need.
No, because then you get joy out of it, and I'm in pain.
So that I think that sounds like the machine they used to use on me when I needed physical therapy.
Yeah.
Except I don't have to pay $200 a session for it.
yeah, when you go to chiropractor or something, they put those on.
Right.
Looks
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
Zoom
and you can just
MP3
buy it
player.
off of Amazon for $20.
So I ended up getting a massage gun from Walmart, and
I
it
think
was
those are
already
good.
it already fixed my back.
Yeah.
Like
How
the
do you apply to
I
it?
have a
I have
massage
one
gun.
too. I
yeah.
have one too, but it's just so difficult to get in there.
Oh, that's when you take it to the gym and ask somebody to run it on where you need it for you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's gonna get mad shady, man.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like that's a little too.
My glutes,
I would
please.
not do that. I
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
might need
Maybe
to
as
ask
a
a
female, it'd
friend.
be a little weird, but yeah,
Yeah.
ask a friend.
Ask a friend.
You know, you just
Like,
walk
hey,
up.
no homo,
like,
but
"Hey."
oh wait, am I allowed to say that?
Hey, can
Yeah,
you use this
Yeah.
massage gun on my spine for me, please?
yeah, that's so dangerous, man. I've seen those massage guns go wrong where they
Yeah.
break bones or yeah.
That's
What?
crazy.
Yeah, there's like these high like $500 like massage guns. They'll like
Machine
do it on
guns.
people, and they just break a bone, and they're so done.
My older son grabbed it and was running it around along my back, and he hit a bone, and it was super painful. It was one of the most painful things that I have ever
Wow.
experienced.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize
Yeah.
it was so intense.
Yeah,
I have one.
like there's some that
There you
just
go.
vibrate.
That was convenient.
What the
How
fuck
do you
is
just have
that
it
one of
laying
those?
around?
Is that one of those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You
I
just
thought
have
does
it-
I
that
thought it was
have
like a
it light?
bigger. I thought it was bigger.
no? Hey,
That's what she.
does that? Hey, does that one like vibrate or pulsate?
It's pulses, man.
Yeah, that's the good kind. There's ones that vibrate that they're like $20, $30.
I know. I
They're
paid
okay.
good money for this.
No.
It's high
Yeah,
quality.
if you pay good money for those.
You
guys,
want
then
one
you guys
that's
gonna
like a
invest.
tattoo gun that just like pierces
And you can like put
Right,
other attachments.
the bump like that. You
You
kind of
can
want
put
that.
this.
Oh yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I was.
like,
Yeah,
this
that's
is-
what thought it was.
Yeah.
But this is all like this is they have new ones now. Like they're so small. This is like one of the first ones. Actually, I saw my cousin did a homemade one. He had what is that?
A fucking drill. He took
A
a
drill,
fucking
yeah.
drill.
It
I
wasn't
seen
even a
those
drill.
on,
It was like even worse. Like you know, it would cut you, like with a blade or something, would go
What?
back and forth. And then
I've seen
he
it
bought
on
a 3D
A saw?
attachment,
An
Yeah.
electric saw?
something like
What
that.
the fuck?
And he bought like a 3D attachment for it. And then he
That's-
turned that into
That's
a machine.
crazy. And
That's-
he's like, this
that-
is my new invention. Sorry, guys.
That-
It's already been invented and it's safer. So no thanks.
That's Turkish redneck right there, boy.
That's crazy. All right, Thomas, get us back on track.
On
We're on track. All right, second
Yeah.
question from the viewer stuff. But first, Wole, how was your
Yeah.
week going?
It was pretty good. Got some training in. Got some judo in. That's always a good thing. Yeah. I think was it this week or last week that I was at Chantilly.
Had what?
Last week.
It was last
when,
week.
when he had a judo match with Jordan.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
good. That was Jordan was like saying, like, nobody likes to attack. The people just stand there. First of all, no one wants to stand up. And then if they do stand up, they don't attack, they just stand there. It's like it's boring.
Yeah.
He
And then
says
when
the same
Mithat
thing
got-
to me too. Like,
Yeah.
He says
Like
the
where
same thing to
Mithat got me
everyone.
in that nice suicide throw. And I hear Suki in the corner go, "Hey, yes, damn it. That should have been me."
Yeah.
Yes, but you're talking
it's
to a
good.
guy that's been doing. You've been talking to you're doing it with a guy that's been doing judo since he was like what 7.
Like 2.
Oh no, yeah. No, I was saying like Mithat got me in the suicide throw.
Who did?
Jordan's
Oh.
gonna.
No, Jordan got me with the Sayanagi. So but it was fun. It's good. It's always fun. But yeah, it's pretty good week, training wise and just like in general. Yeah.
What are you
I'm
drinking?
thinking of well, I just finished my glass of rye bourbon and Coke.
I thought since he came from his daughter's party, I thought he was gonna say like a juicy juice box or something.
Oh, but I have been getting into
Oh, yeah.
the canned cocktails.
The
So
what?
it's like, so it's like canned cocktails.
You've
Don't
been hanging
take it,
around
Frankie.
Thomas too long,
No.
too much.
He has been.
No, you've been hanging around Thomas.
It's good. It's
He
good.
loves
Like
it.
they
I mean,
have
like,
like
the-
Moscow meals in a can, or they have like lime and some other stuff in a can.
Like whiskey sour. I've seen those.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Nothing wrong with a whiskey sour
There is nothing
No,
wrong with
not-
the whiskey sour, but not from a can.
or a box.
I have
maybe?
to agree with Frankie on this one.
Anything in a
it's-
can
it's-
is not good. It's all
it's-
preservatives.
It's quick. It's quick. Alcohol is a preservative. That's all they need. It's quick and it's easy.
Cool.
It doesn't taste right, man. I'm just saying.
Beer in a can.
So Mitt,
Beer in a can. Yeah.
No. Check. Do the next time you guys do this test. Do this test from me. Drink water from a glass and then drink water from a jar. Tell me it's not different.
it is different.
It's way
Jar.
different.
What if
A
you
jar.
put water
Glass.
from the jar into the glass?
Jar is
different.
glass.
No. It's different.
Do you mean water bottle, like plastic water bottle and jar?
Regular. Just take a glass of water and a glass of jar. Like fill it up with water. Tell me that
A
tastes
glass of
different.
jar?
What?
I promise you.
Jar is made
Yeah, it
out
tastes
of
different.
glass, dude.
No. I promise you, it's different.
All right.
Are you saying like the plastics leak into the water? Is that what you're suggesting?
That does.
No.
That does happen. Right.
No,
But
it's
no,
the
it
shape
can.
of the shape of the jar and the way it keeps it cool.
Oh,
It is
shit.
different.
Dude, this sounds like a conspiracy theory.
Okay, anyway, Mithat, how's your week going?
Yeah. Mitt, besides for having the plague, how are you?
I'm good. I've been
He
stuck
still looks
home
pretty
since
even when he has the
Tuesday.
plague.
Yeah, I've been home since Tuesday, but this weekend I saw so many people, and I can't pin my I don't know who gave me COVID. I went to open mat. It was Sugi's birthday before that. After open mat, we had food together. Went out to watch the fights, and I saw a couple friends the next day, a few friends. then it was the 4th of July, some other fans. So yeah, someone gave me COVID, but I don't know who.
That's
But
that's
I
me,
think
me,
it's
me,
but
but me, you and Jordan were went to go see the fights, and I'm fine.
well, that's the thing.
I have a weak immune system.
That's the thing about COVID. It can like affect one person and not affect another person.
True.
Yeah, it's just like it's so wild. It's just, you may have gotten it from open mat, you may have gotten it from going out. You just never know.
Yeah, but I mean, this is nothing. I had worse. This is very, very mild. No coughing, no sneezing. When you get the flu, you can't get up for a couple days.
Yeah, fuck the
didn't
flu.
happen.
I've gotten the flu. Flu can, but
So I should
I
get
got
shot every
sick
year.
like January.
Walk in
I
the
think.
park.
I had fever and stuff. This is nothing. I wouldn't even know if it wasn't like just being cautious, because
Yeah.
like I didn't want to go to gym and like get people sick. Like,
Yeah.
Good on you.
it was-
Yeah, especially right before Nottingham, that would be really bad.
I would just like
Uh,
blame Jordan.
Blame it on me.
I gotta miss that.
Like Mitt's fault. No.
But yeah, I'm sad that I'm gonna miss Nottingham though, because I joined last year, and it was a very small group, like 100 to 50 people maybe. This year they say it's gonna be huge. There's gonna be a bunch of food and food vendors and
That might change because it was rescheduled for tomorrow.
Yeah.
That
Tomorrow?
might change.
Should I do
Yeah.
a rapid test live?
Yeah.
You should show us how it's done.
Yeah.
Well, while he's doing that, let's answer the second question that was submitted to us.
That means you have to do it.
Hold on,
what's the second question?
I need visual assistance. Sorry.
Wow.
All right, old man. I'm
Shush
just
you.
joking.
All right. Okay, that's kind of passively insulting. Would any of you avoid rolling with physically inferior people?
What
No.
the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Don't know.
No.
I will
Physically
not.
inferior, you mean like
So,
disabled?
What does that mean?
There is
No. I am
yeah.
also slightly insulted by this question. What does that mean?
It's-
Maybe
No
it was
idea.
like someone who doesn't understand English very well.
It may
Yeah.
be
I don't know
it
if
may
it's
be
a
a,
language
it may be a lost in translation thing, but
Yeah.
I think like they're probably trying to get at would you roll with somebody with a disability?
No.
I have an
I don't
answer
think that's
for
what
that.
they mean.
I think they mean would you roll with someone who is not quite as athletic as you are. At least
Oh,
I
yeah.
hope that's what they mean.
I've done that
All the
several
time.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah. all
Well,
the time.
either way, because remember that one. What was her name? She was almost legally
Davka and
blind.
Arka fought the one-legged guy, right? And
Yeah,
they lost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
lost to him.
Yeah, fans.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Well,
And that one chick
So-
that couldn't see. Well, what's her name?
Emma,
Oh, I
Emma,
the
remember
Greek
her.
girl. Yeah,
Yeah.
black belt in judo.
She was so tough, man.
She was like
I
a
don't-
tough as
Yeah.
nails.
I don't know if that's I don't know if that's I think Thomas's translation was like to me the most understandable, where it was like someone who's like less athletic or maybe just starting
I mean,
out, like jujitsu is their first sport ever, they're
Well, that's
not,
part of the
you
game.
know,
I
athletically
don't
inclined or
discriminate.
something.
Yeah.
I
You
think
don't
at the end of the
discriminate.
day, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't, and it shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't matter. It's I guess maybe the person asking the question might be looking at it from the point of view of what are you going to gain anything out of rolling with someone who is not either at your level athletically or
Right.
if
Yes.
yeah.
You do gain.
Yeah,
a good
you do.
partner.
I agree, you do.
You gain a partner.
Yeah.
No,
and
yeah.
I
So
also
that's what I'm
think
saying.
like,
It's not whether someone is not. Let's assume that the question is about athleticism. Whether someone is not as athletic as you do gain something from it. And as cliche as it might sound, I think everyone you roll with, you gain something from.
yeah.
I mean, let's
agree.
be honest. Like, we're not all equal. There are like freak athletes and wrestlers and
Yeah,
Yeah.
people who
that's why
never
it's like,
did
who
any
is-
sports.
And
like, so
cheaters.
you can't.
What I think is
And
like,
butt hurts.
I,
How do I open this test?
the other interpretation I could see is, or the other worry I could see of that person asking the question is their fear of like hurting that person. Because I've been in that situation. Like there have been, many females who try to start jujitsu, and I mean they don't always like stick around, but like the ones that I've noticed don't stick around usually are the ones who feel like they're not athletic enough.
Mm,
And when I roll with I can, because I know that I'm maybe, I mean, I'm a gym rat, like that's been my whole life, and not every woman
Really?
is
You
like
are?
that. Yeah, I know, surprising, right? And not every woman is like that. And there are definitely women who come into jujitsu who just have not, working out isn't really their
Yeah.
thing, but they want to get into something like to learn self-defense or whatever. So I run into this situation quite often, actually. And I find it really, for me, I really enjoy the opportunity to like, and motivate someone to
mm,
like be
Yeah.
more athletic and say, like you can do
yeah,
this,
Yeah.
and it might be hard at first, but like stick with it.
Yeah.
You'll get endless benefits out of it. But I can see the worry of it being like the risk of injury,
Yeah.
can be a little higher with someone who's not as athletically inclined, to being as politically correct as possible here. Um, because they're just not, like, they don't have the body awareness maybe that someone who has more experience with sports might have. And
Yeah.
so there is that like risk, and I do feel that sometimes. So it's on me as the person who has more experience
Yeah.
to be more mindful of what I'm doing with
Yeah.
that person. And that does benefit me because I learn more body awareness, and I can also teach them, hey, like, do like put your leg here, put your arm there, or whatever. Like it teaches me. And for someone who is thinking about, oh, how can this benefit me? The more you know about what your body is doing in jujitsu, the more you can benefit from that experience, because body awareness is key with jujitsu. Like knowing where all your limbs are, with respect to the rest of your body, and like what position you're in and what position you can go to. Those are all really important aspects of
Mm.
jujitsu. So for someone who's questioning whether it can be beneficial for them, I would say, yeah, totally. It definitely can be if you have the right approach to it, if you
Yeah.
see it that way.
I,
And if you're worried
yeah.
about injuring the person, just, be careful.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think it goes back to mindset. I 100% agree with what you're saying. I think one problem with, especially with when it comes to women with jujitsu, I think it's framed as, oh, learn self-defense. A lot of times jujitsu, get into jujitsu to learn self-defense. And I think that why there are fewer women, one of the reasons why there are fewer women in jujitsu, or like why, one reason why women may quit is because they get into it and feel that it's framed as like you're going to learn all this self-defense stuff. And then you get into the class and you're rolling around on the floor and you're just like, how am I supposed, this isn't self-defense,
Yeah.
So I
point.
think that it shouldn't be framed as, because a lot of schools have like women's self-defense, learn jujitsu. I don't think it should be framed as that. I think it should be framed as like, just like, hey, this is a great sport to learn. A side effect of learning that sport is you learn self-defense. Same thing with the men, a side effect of learning jujitsu is that you learn self-defense. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things that I've incorporated in the no-gi class that I teach is I like to point out, in competition, the application of what I'm showing you is this. In reference to self-defense, this will work as is or with this tiny little modification, and this is a scenario that it will help with.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
also,
same here when I'm teaching. I'll use it as like, hey, when we're fighting, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
But
And
sorry, to tack on to what I was saying, I do think it's important to create safe spaces, especially for, women getting into jujitsu. Yeah, I think it's definitely important to have like women's classes for jujitsu. I just feel like a lot of times it's kind of framed as, it's framed as like you need this class because you need self-defense, as opposed to like, take this class so that you can
Gotcha.
learn something new. And a side effect of learning something new is self-defense. Because with like regular classes, that have, it's like definitely male heavy.
Mhm.
No one's really talking about self-defense. You're just talking about like, learn jujitsu, and the side effect is self-defense. So,
And they can end up feeling very defeated. Like, what the fuck is the point of what I'm doing? Sorry.
Yeah.
yeah,
for
exactly.
cussing, I don't
So
know if I'm allowed to.
I'm not saying there shouldn't be women's classes. I think that's women's classes are really important. It creates a safe space, especially if, someone's not really comfortable rolling with men, or like they just get into jujitsu and they're not really comfortable just rolling with people in general. I think that women's classes, it's excellent, it's safe space, and I really would love to have more women in jujitsu. I just wish it wasn't always framed as, learn this to learn self-defense.
So-
Yeah, it should be framed like not just women's self-defense, but for other aspects too, like mental health, self-defense, having fun, like other things, man. Because there's so much other benefits to jiu-jitsu than just, oh, we're going to teach you how to defend yourself from this one. No, if you have mental health, this will help too. If you have stress, this will help too. If you have X, Y, and Z, this will help too. Like, there's not just this thing. It's this whole list of things.
It's kind of like the equivalent is a little bit like yoga, the when you go to a yoga class, a lot of times it's like more holistic. It's like, you're gonna do all this meditation stuff, you're gonna be more in touch with your body, more in touch with your mind. So, but I guess when it comes to jiu-jitsu, they don't really talk about that first. They talk about like, you're gonna go out in the streets and you're gonna like heel hook people.
But even in yoga, I mean, I feel like they're pushed towards more female, because if you look at these like yoga symbols, I feel it's more towards women. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
Well,
I
think,
love yoga.
Yeah.
I've done yoga. I love yoga.
I think the problem with it's kind of reverse. But when it comes to stuff like yoga, guys don't get into it because they, it's kind of like framed as this is for women, or like women are more in touch with their bodies. So this is like what the class that women take.
Yeah, which,
and, quite frankly,
should be
like
BS.
Guys, yeah, exactly. Guys go into there and, they embarrass themselves because they can't get into these poses that women's bodies are a bit more naturally shaped for.
Right.
And then they quit.
But tell you what.
Yeah.
Right. But tell you what, when you stick through it like I did, man, yoga was freaking fun. It's phenomenal.
It's great.
It's great.
Yeah. Yoga is fun, definitely.
It helps with jiu-jitsu.
It does. It helps with jiu-jitsu, your flexibility, your mental state, your core, all that stuff.
Go-go platas.
Yeah.
Hey, don't sleep on go-go platas. I think the last person I pulled one off on was Mitt.
Sounds like a brand of yogurt.
No, so I used to teach a women's self-defense class on Sundays with Ed. Do you guys remember?
I miss Ed. Ed, I love you, Ed.
Yeah, and he had a very good program going. Like a lot of the ladies that were in that class weren't necessarily completely comfortable going to the regular jiu-jitsu class and being like rolling with a bunch of different guys, right?
Yeah.
So the way that Ed ran the course was he would practice the technique on me, and then the ladies could do the technique with their partners. So the uncomfortableness of being in close quarters with a guy was removed from the situation. So if they wanted to participate with me or Ed, or try to work something out with something that we showed them, everything was on their terms, and
Yeah.
that worked out really well. And some of those ladies got comfortable enough to join the regular classes, on their own accord.
That's what I was gonna say. Like,
What does it say?
yeah,
Yeah, positive.
Positive.
So,
Oh shit.
Is it positive?
yeah,
Yeah,
so-
look.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
that was a pregnancy test for a second.
Yep, I'm pregnant, Thomas.
it's not
Is it-
mine. It's not mine.
Yeah, but yeah, and that worked out really well, really well. So, but at the same time, I would like to point out one thing, and this is something that kind of irks me. Whenever there is an instance where there's a lady in a class and another guy that's kind of like somewhat bullying them, I've dealt with this twice so far, and the guy that's bullying them in both instances did not think that they were doing anything wrong. I'm just treating her like I'm treating one of the other guys. But it's like, dude, she's like 5'1", 110 pounds.
see,
We're
I
5'8",
think-
200.
Yeah. I think that comes with experience, and like people like that, they need to be called out and like say like, hey, back up. But I think it comes with experience where when you've been in jiu-jitsu long enough, like Yana was saying, your body placement, all of that stuff. And you also know the right amount of pressure and the right amount of, physicality that you can exert with someone, not even just women, but even partners who are smaller than me. Like, I'm not going to put all my weight on someone who's smaller than me,
Right.
Yana knows I
just
was
enough.
a fierce white belt then.
What's
we
that?
used to roll all the time. When I was a fierce white belt, we used to roll all the time. But yeah, I think someone told me like you need to, like go slow with ladies.
I'm pretty
You
sure
can't
that
go
was me.
fast.
I'm pretty sure that was me.
Like,
Nah.
maybe multiple people.
Well, yeah.
Nope.
I mean, I think there's a difference between, there's a
This
difference
This
between
guy doesn't go. No, everybody gets the same treatment. It's the same business every time.
Oh, is that
Frankie?
so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between kind of bringing it down and like just letting someone just not actually being in it, Like, I'm not saying just don't do anything and just lie there and just let whoever it is, the smaller partner, just run circles around you. You give them enough to make it a good workout. You have to be a good partner at the end of the day.
Yeah, I agree. I think
Yeah.
that becomes easier as you get more experience, though.
Yeah,
because,
exactly.
Yeah, of
Because
course.
I think that's a very good goal to have, but as someone who's just starting out, you don't really know what kind of pressure you should be giving, how much of it, or like where your body placement is. Like, I don't know where my hands are, whatever, so I think that's something you learn over time. So I am forgiving with people who are new, just starting out, and they're just kind of, a little spastic, and I always tell those type of people, hey, this is not a life or death situation. You can take your time here. I'm not out to kill you. You're gonna be the nail before you're the hammer.
When you get some color on your belt, then I'll kill you.
Yeah, you're gonna be the nail before you're the hammer. So you just have to, just try to like slow things down a little bit. I'm always reluctant. I feel like we talked about this at another podcast, or another episode where we were talking about control, or like body control. And I think, Tom, you brought up a really good question, because we talked about whether or not, how much you should give as the partner, like how much energy you should give as the partner, and how much you should hold back. I think there was it was a question related to that, and I feel like this question kind of touches upon that as well. But yeah, if you're new, you're not really gonna know how much you're doing.
Sorry, Wally. Like, a good training partner, in my opinion, is someone who can scale things to match who they're rolling with.
exactly.
If you completely outclass somebody, whether it be skill, athleticism, or whatever, there's no little to be learned or gained from just completely obliterating them.
Yeah.
You know, you don't get anything from it. Your partner doesn't get anything from it. So you kind of have to scale it back so at least both of you get something out of it.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it should be the goal of every 4-stripe white belt and up to learn how to adjust for your role and partner, you know. And even if, let's say, it's somebody who's smaller than you, and you know, and they say, okay, hey, you could go a little bit harder, you know, you should be able to adjust to match whatever speed they are, so that they can get something out of it and you can get something out of it too.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have another question?
Thomas is putting on his glasses like he's ready to read another one.
No, my eyes were hurting, so I just put them on. And besides, I couldn't, like, it's hard for me to see everybody, so I just, anyways.
Oh,
Seriously.
well, he's gone. Oh, there he is.
I'm back.
No, all the other questions I have down are like troll questions. So
I kinda wanna hear-
Let's tell them. I want to hear. Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah,
We
let's
can
hear
talk
it.
smack to them. Yeah, they want
Okay.
to troll. I'll talk smack to them. If they
All right,
and, then
Frankie
and if
takes
I
lead.
wait on, and if I can't answer it, then you come down to the gym and we'll smack it out of you.
so it's another
Go, just go,
it's,
man.
it's another
Just go.
testicle question, okay?
This guy likes
Oh,
his
man.
testes. Okay.
It's from the same
Yeah.
person too.
Testicle question.
When you're rolling with a partner and you accidentally grab their testicles, how do you react?
You scream.
You compliment them really, really well, no matter how it is.
Frankie, stop sending questions in.
You compliment them really well, like good.
It's
package
not
there, bud.
Frankie's, but you know what? I'll give you guys a story. I think you got everybody here.
Story
knows
time.
it.
Story time.
So, this is actually partially Frankie's fault because he wasn't paying attention and didn't back me up and remove me from the situation. A couple years ago, there was a guy who had come into town. He was wearing a white belt. He was a purple belt. And he's from Mexico City. What? Frankie?
Go ahead. Keep going.
Oh, anyways, he was from Mexico City, and he was really adamant about partnering with me for some reason. And I was like, yeah, fine, whatever. He's wearing a white belt. I realized, quickly, this guy is not a white belt. He goes, I'm visiting. I didn't have my gi or my belt, so I'm a purple belt from Mexico City. Thank you for partnering with me. I was like, cool. Glad to make you happy. Anyways, long story short, Sugi has shown a technique from half guard, right? And we're drilling, and I noticed that the knot in his belt kept hitting me in the thigh, right? I was like, this is kind of weird. And, you know, we're drilling, keep doing the technique, drilling, resetting, doing the technique. It's like, why does his damn belt keep hitting me in the thigh? I looked down and I realized very quickly, that's not his belt knot, right?
Remember.
So then I looked down, I'm like, what the heck? And I look at him in the face, and he's giving me this really goofy grin. And he's like, I thought he winked
Like
at me.
what you see.
Right. So I'm like trying to give Frankie the SOS. It's like, hey, help me, please remove me from the situation. And Frankie's like off talking to someone else and look at me. He waved and he completely just blew me off. I'm like, how do I get out of this without making a scene, right? So luckily, Suki's like, all right, time, get ready to roll. I got up and I was like, yep, thank you. All right, yeah, have fun, enjoy your stay. And I beam over and I start latching on to Yo. Yo's like, what are you doing? I go, hey, and I talked to Yo's partner. I was like, are you partnered with Yo? Yeah, you're not anymore. Go find a new partner. I sat there, I just held on to Yo.
You're like, please save me.
Save me. It was so horrible.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I think when people sexualize drills or like get sexual during rolling and drilling, that's just being disrespectful, I think.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother podcast.
I mean, I know plenty of women who have experienced that.
Yeah,
I mean, I've experienced that.
that's unprofessional. Let's put it that
Yeah, I
way.
agree.
But-
And it totally, makes the whole environment really uncomfortable,
Mhm.
Yeah,
because it's
I-
like
yeah.
on so many levels.
I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean-
I think as a guy, if it's getting there, you stop and you walk away. You know.
I know I've rolled with guys who have I've discovered that I was their type, and it was completely fine.
How did you discover that?
I became friends with them and I realized it rather quickly.
Oh, it wasn't
That
through
they
jujitsu.
wanted to be more than friends.
Oh, what?
That they wanted to be more than friends.
No, I met their significant other, and the outline of said person was basically identical to me.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, it was purely professional with them. I had no clue otherwise. And at the same time, I've just observed things. It's like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
They're together. They're fine with it. He obviously likes that person. They're fine with it. She's obviously a head over heels for him. They're fine with it. It's like when you start rolling that for it seems like the majority of the people in classes like that sexuality trigger just kind of shuts off because
Yeah.
you're entering a simulated life and death situation. If you
Mhm.
slip up, you could be choked unconscious. You could have a broken
Mhm.
limb.
That should be the focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
it's
definitely.
yeah, it's yeah, I think you got to clear your mind. It's nothing like it also gives jiu-jitsu a bad name. Like if somebody is like,
Mhm.
oh,
It's
I
an
went to
acting
this,
Definitely.
I tried out this jiu-jitsu thing and I got rubbed off on or whatever. It's like I'm never going back there, and I'm going to tell all my friends, don't try jiu-jitsu. This is what
Exactly.
happens.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happens, Wale. You're exactly right. Like that's one of the reasons that a lot of women are very uncomfortable with even the thought
Yeah.
of trying it, is
Mhm.
that they're uncomfortable with what they, the intimacy aspect of it is, and it kind of is an intimate sport. There are positions where if you're not used to seeing that
Yeah.
sport, that kind of thing where and your only other association is with, a sexual environment or something, it can be uncomfortable. But, the idea is that you understand what it's meant for and you stay respectful in that training environment, and everybody is respectful in that training environment, and there is no question about why you're there or what your purpose is while being there or anything like that. And I mean, and how everybody treats you is, I mean, that's key. And I mean, that's one of the main arguments I hear a lot from women is or their reluctance to do that kind of sport.
Well,
is-
Guys, I gotta leave. Sorry to interrupt, but I'm gonna leave. It's getting late.
Oh damn, it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm
You
tired.
guys, let's just end it here. I think it's a good.
Oh, I
good
didn't
session.
want to be the.
you guys are
Alright.
going to the thing tomorrow, right? What time?
Yeah.
Is it?
Mhm.
Like,
Well,
Yeah.
what time?
I have no idea. It's like 12, I think.
Is it like
Noon.
11
It starts at 11.
12. Mhm.
But I wouldn't be there at 11.
Yeah. To what time? 11 to what?
Late, very late.
Yeah.
Till some
5 or so.
Ooh, barely.
It's
What?
out there. It's out there, isn't it? Where is it?
Bull Run.
Full run.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Manassas.
Yeah.
Wait,
You
Manassas.
guys have fun.
I thought that
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, it's in Manassas.
Oh.
Don't worry
Yeah,
about
I
it.
gotta.
You guys send me videos. I want to see how Thomas wrestles. And
You guys need to
Tell
put
them
me
I'm
on
sorry
the Mongolian calendar for all the Mongolian events.
There's one.
Um,
Just one.
It's
I'll-
it's $30 a car. Don't forget
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So while if
Yeah.
you're coming, make sure you bring your family with you.
Hmm.
all right, so let's do final thoughts, and we'll start with Mitt since he's positive and COVID-y and stuff.
I'm positive, but I'm also feeling positive about life. So
You know, we don't.
I'm looking back to go back on the mats, to be honest. Like today I watched some videos and like I want to train, go to the gym. I miss it. But it is what it is. And I'll be fine in a few days probably.
I think we should just end it there. That's the high note. I'm positive and I'm positive.
Okay, if that's what you want to do. Good night. Bye, everybody. See you next week.
All right. See you.
See you guys. See you